Hello, my divinities. Welcome, welcome. My name is Salora. I'm going to be repeating that as often as possible. I know that it's new, but I want us all to be on the same page. And that way you know what to call me, as that you're used to my new identity, new self, okay? So that being said, I've been getting visions. Every time I'm like meditating, I keep getting visions of, I don't know how many of you read Gulliver's Travels when y'all were younger. Well, I read it when I was younger. I don't know if y'all read it now, but Gulliver was somebody who traveled to a lot of different places. And the image that keeps coming to mind is when Gulliver traveled to a land where he was like a giant. And when he fell asleep, all these tiny little people came out and started throwing ropes over him to keep him down. But the image I'm seeing is where Gulliver's rising and there's other people like Gulliver also rising. So you may feel normal because Gulliver does not feel like a giant until all of a sudden he encounters himself in a land where there's a lot of tiny people and he's a giant. So you may not feel like a giant, but you are. And I'm feeling the energy of awakening giants. I don't know what that means, but let's get into it. Tell us about these awakening giants. We've got number 34, Pharmakeia knowledge. What do we need to know? We've got 21, Nectaria of the Night, secrets. Oh, delicious. And then we've got Borboroforba, eater of filth, cleansing. Ooh. Okay. So let's start with Borboroforba, number 7. So this says, our hectic modern lives are full of the miasma of stress, disease, betrayal, loss, bullying, and failure. Existing on the edges of society, Hecate Borboroforba takes the dirt and detritus of life, gorges on it, and through her cleansing fires, brings about a sense of serene renewal. Her countenance may be viewed as anathema to us, but her divinity is still strongly present, illustrated in her proximity to the human condition, something that many of the other gods shy away from. Okay. Number 34. The witches of old applied wisdom devised from the knowledge of plants that could either kill or cure. This brought about their notoriety as the first great sorcerers. These gifts of sorceress power are often linked back to Hecate in her role as Queen of Witches. To be wise is to apply knowledge with reason. Don't assume that because you know something to be true for you, that it will be universally true for everyone else. Hone your skills, play to your strengths, learn, and question. This keeps coming up. This is like the third time I've encountered this. I'll get back to that in a second. 21. Actually, no, let me say it now before I forget. This is why it's a little difficult for me to give advice on witchcraft, because different deities are okay with different things. Where, you might, one deity, and I keep using this example because it's the most clear. Some deities might encourage you to use salt and salt water to cleanse yourself, your area, whereas other deities might be offended by salt water and salt. So it really depends on who you're working with, what you should be using. So it's difficult for me to give everyone advice because the things that work for me might not work for you, which is why I came up with the idea of creating that chart that helps you guys look at what deities you're connected to, because that would be the best solution for you to figure out what type of witchcraft you are able to use, like to its utmost extent, something that would actually create power for you. Okay, so number 21, Nectaria of the Night, secrets. In shadows of night, Hecate wanders in silence, moving unseen. A stoic sentinel, through her silent vigil, we can seek truth and answers to the mysteries. Confidentiality and concealment may help us to grow at this time. Beware of illusions and lies. for the goddess can also shed light on these. What is waiting to be found? What is being kept hidden from you? Hecate brings the truth to light in the dark of the night. Okay. So this makes a lot of sense. It's why I always felt, not always, I recently felt moved to remove the dollar portion of the Patreon, because I feel like the people who are here, the people who are invested in this path of serving the Dark Mother, you will make sure to be here. But with the $1 option, it means that a lot of people would be like, well, it's just $1. Let me go see what's up there. And not everybody needs to be listening to all the messages and information that I share. So the Giants Rising, I may even start being selective about which readings I put on YouTube and Facebook as free readings, because the Giants Rising thing feels like not everybody is going to be a part of that, clearly. So let's get started. Let's see. Oh, you know what? Also, something that this is making me think of, the cleansing. Not only is it talking about, cleansing spiritually, keeping our area cleansed and safe for us and for our work, but also I did a reading some time ago that was talking about people who worshipped, entities and deities like the Dark Mother and others like her, but they would keep it secret. I feel like she's going to start exposing them. Let's see. Because one thing is keeping your worship to her secret. Another thing is keeping the messages you get from her secret. That's different. 8 of Wands. The High Priestess. Page of Swords. Page of Pentacles. 6 of Wands. Ten of Swords. Queen of Cups. 3 of Cups. Ace of Wands. Huh. Ten of Swords here. We may have to change the way we do things. Because 8 of Wands with the High Priestess indicates messages coming to the High Priestess. So there will be several like me that receive messages, from our respective Dark Mothers. Like, I know for sure I have a connection to several of them, but other people have connections to other ones. Like, I have a connection to Lilith. I have a connection to Hecate. I have a connection to Kali. I have a connection to Sekhmet. I have a connection to several of them. And so other high priestesses might have a connection to, like, the Morrigan. They might have a connection to Hell. They might have a connection to, different dark goddesses like that I don't have a connection to. So there will be several high priestesses. That's the image of the Giants Rising, right? But with the Page of Swords, Page of Pentacles, they are teaching others who are barely starting. The thing is, with the Ten of Swords, things have to change. Because with the Queen of Cups and the 3 of Cups, this is like coming together. I'm getting Coven energy, which is really interesting because I had already disbanded the Coven I created, and it's coming back around, but this time it'll be different. So I feel like, okay, I feel like this is relevant because what I just said about different high priestesses having different connections to different dark goddesses, right? Because the dark goddess is not just one entity. She is a multifaceted person or spirit. So each of the dark goddesses carries a different frequency. So if I create a coven again, it will be using Lilith, Hecate, Kali, Tara, Sekhmet, different deities like that. If you feel a connection to one of those, let me know. And you know what? I can do something smaller. I had made an offering, because I wasn't sure how we're going to do this. I can look at least those asteroids. Those that won't be, if I just check 3 or 4 asteroids, that won't be a big deal. So I can charge up to like $50 for that. And then look at how they work in your chart, what connection you have to them. And if I don't find those, I'll look for others, see if there's any other connection you have. That should be fine. So we can do something like that. So then if you also have a connection to Lilith or Hecate or Sekhmet or Kali or Tara, then we know that you have a connection here, right? You are part of whatever coven I plan to create. Let's see. Because I feel like she's telling me to start cleaning up. Like I can't just be letting everybody have access to the messages that are going to be coming through. And I have seen that, which is why I started changing. I've given warnings. I started changing things, but now she's kind of putting it as my responsibility. Clarify 8 of Wands. The Hierophant. Clarify 8 of Wands. The Devil. The Star. Nine of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles. I see. I believe I mentioned before, I don't know if you guys remember this, but I've mentioned before that we, like in the movie Coco, we give entities or deities life by, depending on how many times we mention them, how many times we worship them. When we remember and believe in a deity and we make offerings to it, we are keeping them alive. We are giving them life. Our worship is life source to them. So with the whole Christianity, what's it called? The word just slipped right out of my head. The Crusades. It eliminated a lot of the life source for a lot of these deities. So whoever survived, whoever kept this worship alive, they would only use them to gain something from them. And she's transmitting the fact that some people are still doing this. With the devil energy, some people still see the Dark Mother as something to get something out of. Like a resource. They're looking at her like a mine where they can go remove gold and silver, So this is where she's asking, we need to be more strategic, more discerning. Because not everybody, she's not going to make everybody a star. Not everybody who wants to worship her will be a star. She's picking people who want to be her representatives, but being her representative involves a lot of different things. It doesn't just involve fame and getting, those are things that come after. Think of it like this. Think of it like somebody who wants to get healthy, and so they're focusing on, okay, I need to make sure I eat the right vegetables. I need to make sure I'm drinking water. I need to make sure that I'm, working out, or I'm exercising, lifting weights to strengthen my bones. Looking good and having people look at them like they're hot, that's a plus. But somebody who's doing it for the right reasons is not doing it just for the aesthetics. So that's what's going on here. She's saying, I want you to follow a specific path, but don't do it for the wealth and fame. That's not what I want you to do. The people who are following the path only for wealth and fame, those are not the ones she's going to call upon. She's tired of being used. So keep in mind, if you know that that's not your motivation, don't take it personally. That means it's not for you. Clarify, High Priestess. Queen of Pentacles. Four of Cups. Nine of Pentacles. 10 of Cups, Ace of Cups, 8 of Cups. This is so interesting because it feels like she's creating a sisterhood. So in this sisterhood, though, this will be, how do I put this? I know a lot of you have heard of the term pick-me, right? What a pick-me is. If you haven't heard what a pick-me is, I'll explain. What I perceive a pick-me to be. A pick-me, to me, is a woman, most likely. There are men who are pick-me's too, but women who are pick-me's are the type who have internalized misogyny. So they compete with other women. They look at other women as a threat. They're always trying to get the attention of men. So they will do things that are, it's a spectrum. So they'll do things as small as like be the mean girl, like, oh, that girl is like criticizing what someone looks and what someone wears and how they dress, etc., etc. And it can be as malignant as a mother who knows that her husband is abusing her daughter, but as long as he doesn't leave her, she'll allow it. So it can be very malignant and it can be more benign. The malignant kind is kind of like, I forgot her name, Maxine something, the one that was Epstein's girlfriend. How can a woman know that other little girls are being put through the horrific type of shit her boyfriend was putting children through? And little girls and little boys, and she just allowed it, That's a pick-me, because they prioritize having the attention and connection with a male regardless of what type of fucked up shit he's doing. Okay? So she's trying to create a sisterhood of women who do not prioritize males. It's not that they don't want a male. It's not that they don't want love. But their true loyalty and happiness will be with their sisterhood. So if any man that approaches them tries to hurt their sisterhood, they have no problem cutting him off. This is somebody who has no hesitation in walking away from males, from romantic relationships. So if you still struggle with that, and look, this is not judgment, okay? Because maybe it means right now you can't do so, but in the future, you can. This is especially relevant to women who, another aspect of pick me is like, if your guy is the type of male, and I've seen this firsthand, it pisses me off so much. But if your guy is the type of person that starts flirting with your friends and you get mad at your friends instead of at your guy, you're most likely a pick-me. Because you see the woman's actions as a threat without looking at what he's doing to encourage those actions. If he's flirting, but she's just responding, but like not flirting, you might interpret it as flirting because you sense his intentions, but you'll blame her. So this is where she's starting to get really picky on who she's going to be allowing into these covens. So Queen of Pentacles, they've got to be people who are financially independent, people who have, both of these establish that. Financially independent, people who have built themselves up to the point where, how to put this? They are not worried about their next paycheck. They are not worried about where food is coming from. They have done the work, because the thing is, a goddess is going to channel a lot of energy to us. But for us to be able to hold her energy, it means that we have to do our own foundational work. Our foundation needs to be strong enough to be able to handle her energy. But we can't come to her like a weakling and expect to hold her energy. We'd explode, okay? So with the Four of Cups, she'd rather people who are like, look, I'm not even looking for love. If it happens, great. If not, I'm good. Whatever. Because again, it's not that she's saying you'll never have it. With the Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles, you will have stability. You will have happiness. But she wants to make sure that you're not prioritizing that over everything and everyone else. Because that can turn into a problem real quick. And I do agree with her. She's right about that. Clarify Page of Swords. Because that's how I've gotten betrayed. I've gotten betrayed by women who chose their partners over their friendship or their kinship to me. And it's so, yeah. Clarify Page of Swords. And I'm not going to say I was never that type of person. And I'm not anymore, thank goodness. Clarify Page of Swords. So we've got Queen of Wands, King of Swords, Ten of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Oh, the Emperor, Seven of Pentacles, Justice. What the hell? There's some Emperor watching. So what I mean by Emperor can represent companies, the government, this is not a romantic partner. This is somebody who's very calculating. This could also represent an organization. With the Justice card here, this could be a organization that fights crime, an organization that represents the legal system. Whatever this is, they are the top dog, and whatever they do, they are the top dog. Not only are they showing up with the Emperor, but they're the King of Wands, King of Swords. They have authority. But something about what we're doing, and I know we seem like a small fry. We are. In a lot of ways, we are a small fry. But it's like these organizations are interested in small fries. They're interested in people who have a connection to this type of thing. Because although they are showing up as a King of Swords, King of Wands, when it comes to the connection to spirit, they are a knight. They're still very inexperienced. This is still very new to them. So they're recruiting witches. They are recruiting people. So this is the Page of Swords. They're watching people who have a connection to gods, angels. I don't like that the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles came out, though. Because they may not know exactly what they're doing with the Knight of Cups, but they believe that they're doing the right thing. And to them, the right thing is shutting down. So this may be a religious group. This may be a religious group, or it may be a group who sees the rising, remember the rising of giants, right? They may see the rising of these giants as a threat. Maybe they're a bigger coven. Either way, what they do for a living, this is literally what they dedicate themselves to, is shutting down covens that have the potential to get bigger, to get powerful, to become powerful. And apparently some of them are already in here. And they're watching. Clarify Page of Pentacles. See, I love Patreon, but this is the problem with Patreon because, you know, you don't know who's coming in. I have no control over who can sign up or who can't. Three of Swords. Clarify Page of Pentacles. Eight of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. 10 of Pentacles. Knight of Wands. Four of Wands. I think the most fucked up part about this message is the fact that these people have not shut down this specific little small fry because, one, we don't have a coven, right? Not really. We're about to become one, but not yet. And two, they're learning. Whatever information I've been passing on, they're taking notes. But look at this. This is people who, if I ever spoke to them, they would act like, oh yeah, I'm learning. I love all this. And would have no hesitation stabbing me in the back. So with the Eight of Cups, I will keep Patreon because, you know, I'm still going to be uploading readings. But I'm going to start something separate. If you believe that you belong in that coven, let me know. Because we have to make it more tangible. We have to make it more... We have to give ourselves the opportunity to communicate to each other clearly. Because the time is coming where secrets, not everybody can know what we do. Clarify Six of Wands. Clarify Six of Wands. Oh, interesting. Remember when I said that, oh, bitch, that's what she's talking about. Okay, I was a little concerned when this came out because I was like, I don't feel like my collective is this type. No, these bitches, the people who are in here, and again, they're not going to be the ones that comment. They're not going to be the ones that interact with y'all. They're not going to be the ones, they're not going to let you see their name on any of the posts, right? Because they're paranoid. These are people who know that they're in here spying. They're in here trying to collect information. These are the people that have been using her, and I say her as in the Dark Mother, Hecate, Lilith, Kali, Tara, Sekhmet. They've been using her different facets to become wealthy, to establish some sort of order. Well, guess what? She's cutting them off because now she's got her true initiates. She stopped pouring into them. She's not giving them power anymore. And they're losing financially quickly. Like quickly. Their money is drained. And these are people who are, right now, they may be like famous influencers. They have positions of power in some way. And they're losing it. They're losing everything they've got. Because it's like she cut off their source of power. And then as she was walking away, imagine like a giant, this is the image I'm getting. Imagine like a giant leather balloon full of energy. And it fills with like water, okay? Imagine that this giant water balloon gets filled with water and they're all drinking from it, right? And then she cuts off the water. And then as she's walking out, she slashes the balloon. So they lost a lot quickly. I don't know what that means, but they lost a lot quickly. And the source has been cut off. So I don't know what they lost exactly. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, because I'm just seeing drained. They've drained. Their resources are drained. Their magic is drained. So they're looking. This is why they're looking to smaller covens. They know what she's doing. Interesting. Very, very interesting. But remember, these are people who show up as Knight of Cups because they don't actually have a strong connection to her. But when she's cut off from worship, from people who believe in her and give her offerings, she had to join hands with these people because she had no choice. Now she has a choice. Look at that. The devil. Here they are again. Ten of Cups. Ace of Cups. The Empress. Three of Wands. The Moon. The Hierophant. Knight of Cups again. King of Pentacles. See, their main concern is financial. And they're really anxious. They are so anxious because spiritually they are not as strong as High Priestesses, Empresses, Queen of Cups. They're a little lost on how to call back the Dark Mother. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to cut this part off. It's already long enough for part 1. If you are already on Patreon, then I will see you guys on the other side. Bye-bye.